We're going to begin, though, in the Middle East, where fears of a wider war continue to grow after Israel and Hezbollah exchanged heavy fire this weekend. Israel says that it launched preemptive strikes in Lebanon against the terror group Hezbollah. Then Hezbollah launched rockets toward Israel. Most were intercepted. At least 3 Hezbollah militants and 1 Israeli soldier were killed in the attacks, though. CBS News foreign correspondent Imtiaz Tyab is following all of this for us from Tel Aviv. Imtiaz, good morning.
Anne-Marie, good morning to you. Well, the cross-border attacks were the largest and most intense exchange of fire between the Israeli military and the powerful Lebanon-based Hezbollah group since the war on Gaza began over 10 months ago, raising concerns a much-feared regional war could be closer than ever. Now, according to the Israeli military, around 100 Israeli fighter jets targeted what they described as thousands of Hezbollah rocket barrels at 40 sites. Hours later, Hezbollah fired what it described as over 300 rockets and drones into Israeli territory. Now, most of that was intercepted by Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system. However, 1 Israeli naval vessel in the eastern Mediterranean suffered damage, resulting in the deaths of an Israeli soldier. Now, all of this comes at a time in which there are delegations in the Egyptian capital of Cairo trying to hammer out some sort of agreement between Hamas and Israel, which would lead to a ceasefire and hostage release deal. But so far, there's been no major breakthrough. Still, the leaders of both Israel and Hezbollah are signaling that they do not intend to escalate further, for now at least, as the death toll in Gaza continues to rise. Over the weekend, over 200 Palestinians have been killed in a series of Israeli strikes. Anne-Marie.
All right, Imtiaz, thank you. Well, our Nancy Cordes is joining us now from the White House to talk a little bit more about this. So, Nancy, Israel's strike was not a surprise to the U.S. military, but what role did the U.S. play?
They assisted, Anne-Marie, not with weaponry, but with surveillance and reconnaissance as some of these missiles were being fired by Hezbollah from Lebanon into Israel. But Pentagon officials have made it very clear that is as far as the assistance went. And they're continuing to monitor the situation. U.S. officials say that they're basically in constant contact with their Israeli counterparts, and they stress that they fully support Israel's right to defend itself.
And we know that the U.S. military has been ordered to remain in the region. Do we know, I guess, what the purpose of that is, what the messaging is?
Yeah, it's really unusual. There are now 2 U.S. aircraft carrier groups in the region, in and around the Gulf of Oman. There is also a guided missile submarine headed that way as well. It's pretty unusual for the Pentagon to telegraph these moves as loudly as it has been, but it wants to send a message to Iran, to Hezbollah, others in the region, that that the U.S. military presence is going to be built up for the foreseeable future until the threat decreases.
You know, it certainly has seemed like all parties involved are very aware that, you know, any misstep could be catastrophic. And so they're trying to be measured.
Right.
But still, when you're talking about something, you know, an area that is, there's so much tension, anything could go wrong. Can we, is this situation sort of under, I guess, contained or constrained? I mean, how do we describe where things are at right now?
I think you're absolutely right, Anne-Marie. The U.S. and Israel were anticipating this strike from Hezbollah, so they were prepared. Israel likewise signaled that it was going to make this preemptive strike, as it described it, on Hezbollah. Everyone, you know, seems to want to be able to make a statement without sparking a wider war that spirals out of control. There are still wild cards. Iran is a wild card. These negotiations continue to drag on with new expectations from Hamas in particular. And so, you know, it's a situation that everyone is focused on, and yet absolutely it's a tinderbox, and they're constantly concerned that new tensions will flare up.
And then just quickly, in regards to the negotiations for a ceasefire, hostage release deal, where do things stand with that?
They continue to drag on. More negotiations took place yesterday in Cairo. The U.S. CIA Director William Burns was there and part of the negotiations, but no breakthrough yet.
All right, Nancy, thank you.
You're welcome.